On February 12, 2026, Pakistan's Senate chamber became a battlefield. Not with guns, with photographs. PTI senators placed images of their imprisoned founder on their desks, and for a moment, the entire House held its breath. Because these were not just pictures of a politician. They were pictures of a man who, according to a report now before the Supreme Court, has lost 85% of the vision in one eye. And the question tearing through the country is not just how this happened, but who allowed it to happen. Opposition leader, Allama Raja Nazar Abbas stood and told the House what his party already knew, that Imran Khan had complained of blurred vision for months, that he was taken to PIMS Hospital, a facility without a specialist for his condition, that he received injections, yes, but that the treatment came too late. In Islam, Abbas said, his voice cutting through the noise, compensation for the loss of one eye is equal to half the compensation for loss of life. The government responded. Rana Sanola, the Prime Minister's advisor, rose to defend the record. He pointed to reports submitted to the Supreme Court, reports that, he said, confirmed all facilities were provided. Exercise machines, 3 meals a day, medical care whenever a complaint was raised. If a better specialist is available at the cancer hospital than at PIMS, he offered, Imran could be examined there. It was a concession. But for PTI senators, it was not enough. They refused to remove the photographs. Law Minister Azam Nazir Tarar called the Senate a sacred house and demanded compliance. PTI's Falak Nez Chitrali shot back that the government should not lecture them on the law. The chamber descended into chaos, and in silence, Presiding Officer Wacker Mehdi adjourned the session until the next day. But the country knew, this fight was far from over. Outside Parliament, the red zone was sealed. Police blocked every approach. Armored vehicles lined Constitution Avenue. PTI chairman Barrister Gahar Ali Khan told reporters he had barely managed to reach the building. If the situation slips from our hands, he warned, the government will not be able to control it. Opposition leader Mahmood Kanachaksai announced a sit-in peaceful, he insisted, but with a demand that could not be ignored. Imran Khan's personal physician must be allowed access. The Awam Pakistan Party, led by Shahid Khaqan Abbasi and Miftah Ismail, pledged to join. This was no longer just PTI's fight. Meanwhile, inside the Supreme Court, a different drama unfolded. Chief Justice Yahya Afridi presided over a hearing that would determine the former Prime Minister's immediate future. Barrister Salman Safdar, appointed as friend of the court, had submitted a 7-page report after meeting Khan at Adiala jail. The details were devastating. Until October 2025, Khan had normal 6x6 vision in both eyes. Then came persistent blurring. He reported it to the jail superintendent repeatedly. No action was taken. A specialist later diagnosed a blood clot. An injection was administered, but by then, according to the report, Khan had been left with only 15% vision in his right eye. Safdar wrote that he personally observed Khan, visibly perturbed and deeply distressed, his eyes watery, reaching repeatedly for tissues. The government's own medical report, signed by PIMS Executive Director Dr. Rana Imran Sikandar, confirmed the diagnosis, right central retinal vein occlusion. A hospital-based procedure was performed on January 24, with Khan's consent. But the question of timing, why it took 3 months from the first complaint, remained unanswered. Chief Justice Afridi observed that the reports from Safdar and the jail superintendent were largely consistent. He noted that Khan was currently housed in a state suite, receiving the same facilities as any prisoner, but that health concerns must take precedence. All prisoners, including the PTI founder, must receive equal medical facilities, he said. Then came an unexpected turn. The Chief Justice remarked that the government appeared to be in a good mood and suggested that allowing Khan telephonic contact with his sons was important. Attorney General Mansoor Usman Awan assured the court access to specialist eye doctors and phone calls with Qasim and Salman would be arranged by February 16. But the court refused one request, that a family member be present during the medical examination. We cannot issue such a direction, the Chief Justice said. Information Minister Adiala Tarar declared that the narrative of mistreatment had fallen flat on its face. Rana Sanola, speaking in the Senate, laid out a detailed timeline. The first complaint came in the first week of January. Eye drops were provided. A medical team examined Khan on January 16. Tests were conducted on January 19. The injection was administered on January 24. If anyone had actually failed to provide treatment, he said, such conduct would amount to criminal negligence, but he insisted the facts showed otherwise. Khan's sister Alima Khan told reporters outside the Supreme Court a different story, that her brother complained for 3 months before any real action was taken. His son, Qasim, posted on X that his father's condition was a direct consequence of 922 days of solitary confinement. Medical neglect. He and his brother Suleiman, he said, were still being denied visas to visit. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf issued a statement demanding immediate and transparent implementation of the court order and unrestricted access to specialists of Khan's choice. Barrister Gahar warned of nationwide demonstrations if the protest was blocked. And in the midst of it all, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi announced that once completed, in about 2 months Imran Khan would be transferred to a newly constructed prison in Islamabad, a facility equipped with a fully functional medical center. The move, he said, was required by law. Khan's sentence was issued by an Islamabad court. By February 16, the Supreme Court has ordered Imran Khan must be examined by specialists and speak with his children. The medical board will submit its findings. The government will have delivered or failed to deliver on its assurances. But the photographs remain. The photographs remain on the desks, in the news, in the minds of millions, because 85% vision loss is not a statistic. It is a wound that will not heal, and in a country already fractured, that wound has become a battleground. The question now is not what happened to Imran Khan's eye. The question is what happens next to a nation holding its breath.